Hello and welcome to the Daily Downbeat. Today's song is Living on the Edge by Aerosmith. It came off their 1993 album Get a Grip, and we're going to jump right into the lyrics here. It's a great song. There's something wrong with the world today. I don't know what it is. Something's wrong with our eyes. We're seeing things in a different way, and God knows it ain't His. It sure ain't no surprise. We're living on the edge. There's something wrong with the world today. The light bulb's getting dim. There's meltdown in the sky. If you can judge a wise man by the color of his skin, then mister, you're a better man than I. We're living on the edge. Tell me what you think about the situation. Complication, aggravation is getting to you. If Chicken Little tells you that the sky is falling, even if it was, would you still come crawling back again? I bet you would, my friend, again and again and again and again. And the song goes on to say, living on the edge, you can't help yourself from falling. Living on the edge, you can't help yourself at all. Living on the edge, you can't stop yourself from falling. Living on the edge. And so there's a lot to say there. Society sort of lives on that edge, teeter-tottering back and forth between, what's wrong and right. There's a constant navigation. It's almost like a tug of war back and forth between information, misinformation, we live in a very uncertain world now. And if we stop and look at Psalms 118, 13 through 23, and, when there's ever doubt in your life or whenever there's like something you're struggling with, Psalms and Proverbs has a lot to say, and I would challenge you to go there first. If you're ever wanting to go a little bit deeper or struggling in life, Psalms and Proverbs more than likely has you covered. You just need to go and search. So Psalms 118, 13 through 23, we'll be reading from the Message today. It's a little different. I was right on the cliff edge, ready to fall when God grabbed and held me. God's my strength. He's also my song, and now He's my salvation. Hear the shouts. Hear the triumph songs in the camp of the saved. Do you hear the shouts? Hear the triumph songs in the camp of the saved? The hand of God has turned the tide. The hand of God is raised in victory. The hand of God has turned the tide. I didn't die, I lived, and now I'm telling the world what God did. God tested me, He pushed me hard, and He didn't hand me over to death. Swing wide the city gates, the righteous gates. I'll walk right through and thank God. This temple gate belongs to God, so the victors can enter in praise. Thank you for responding to me. You've truly become my salvation. The stonemasons discarded as flawed as the new capstone. This is God's work. We rub our eyes. We can hardly believe it. And so in a world that kind of teeter-totters back and forth, flirting with the edge, so to speak. And so I'm going to go look in the Life Application Bible today and really talk about these verses as well and what it has to say there. Jesus referred to this verse when He spoke of being rejected by His own people. And you can check that out in Matthew 21:42, Mark 12:10, and Luke 20:17. Although He was rejected, Jesus is now the cornerstone, the most important part of the church, according to Acts 4:11, Ephesians 2:20, and 1 Peter 2:6 and 7. And that was referred to in the Psalms verse, speaking about the capstone. The cornerstone is the foundation stone holding the structure together. So Christ holds that all together. You'll notice in the song that they continually repeat, you can't help yourself from falling. You can't help yourself at all. And you know what? They're right. You can't help those things. You can't do anything about those things. But notice in 118, 13 through 23, it says, I was right on the cliff edge, ready to fall when God grabbed and held me. God's my strength. He's also my song, and now He's my salvation. You can't do those things when you're wrong. They are absolutely correct. We are innately wired to reach out to a Savior. We are wired to fill that God-shaped hole with His love, because the truth is we don't know those things on our own. We have to be able to comprehend through His understanding and through His word, not our own. And it's a tough lesson to learn. It can be frustrating to know that. But what's really cool is when you start to push yourself and when you start to get yourself laced into His word and sort of living out what you read. What's so cool though is when you start walking this out, you'll start to see Psalms 118:19 come to life. Swing wide the city gates, the kingdom, the righteous gates. I'll walk right through and thank God. You'll start to see all majesty of heaven start to pour over you in your life. And it's not going to be riches and glory and all these things in life that we think will sustain us and make us happy. It is His blessing and His will taking place in our life. And it's so much cooler than anything this world has to offer. So give that some thought today. This song really pushes the narrative, so to speak, and really makes you think about what is it that in society we're doing that is making anybody any happier. You know, why are we rejoicing so much in all of the vitriol and nastiness in the world instead of looking for commonality and unity and love and grace and hope? Because there's only one place you're going to find that. And there's multiple stories that have talked about two people being in the most awkward and nasty situations, but coming together through the love of Christ and defeating all the odds by walking together after being in so much conflict. And the one common denominator is Jesus Christ. So you can take that to the bank today. I'm so happy you decided to join us. And go ahead and smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, give me some comments. Let's talk and keep this dialogue going. Thank you so much. Catch you tomorrow.